You're tuned into Inside Lowell. Inside Lowell podcast brought to you in part by Washington Savings Bank, serving the greater Lowell community for over 130 years. Make the switch now to Washington Savings Bank. WellPoint. Unicare is now WellPoint. New name, same commitment to Massachusetts. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. Boston North Company, offering a wide variety of business solutions to help restaurant and retail clients save money. Boston North. Mahoney Oil Company, providing warmth and protection to families in Greater Lowell and Southern New Hampshire since 1925. That's Mahoney Oil. Francis E. Preventia Insurance. For auto, home, business, and life, trust the agency Greater Lowell has counted on for more than 40 years. Francis E. Preventia Insurance. GoPuff, a grocery store right at your fingertips. Use the code Lowell20 to receive $20 off your first order of $21, plus free delivery. Download the GoPuff app or visit gopuff.com today. And by the Massachusetts Pirates, bringing all the hard-hitting action and excitement of arena football to the Tsongas Center in Lowell. Get your tickets today by visiting masspiratesfootball.com. And now, time for another Inside Lowell podcast. Inside Lowell. If Lowell is your home, this is your place. Hi, and welcome to Chamber Chat here in the beautiful WellPoint Studios. This Inside Lowell podcast is coming to you from the WellPoint Studios. Unicare is now WellPoint. New name, same commitment to Massachusetts. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. I'm Danielle McFadden, president of the Chamber. I'm very excited to have these two gentlemen in studio with me today. I have Michael and Joseph Jolly.
Morning.
Hello.
How are you?
We're good.
I'm so happy to have you here. You're with the Plenus Group. And for those watching and listening who don't know the Plenus Group, you are located on Phoenix Ave. And you have the Jolly Lobster, Boston Chowder.
Correct.
The Chowder Factory. And then we have a manufacturing facility that makes 15 million pounds of food a year.
That is so impressive. I was talking to folks recently about your beautiful and wonderful establishment, and they were saying like how far you distribute your chowder. Like that a lot of restaurants or most restaurants in New England are actually serving your chowder.
There's quite a few. You know, it's a well-kept secret for the people that serve it because everybody claims it as their own, which is fine for us.
Yeah.
You know, we enjoy that. But we go as far as California, so we're not a national company, but we probably distribute the product into about 35 states right now in the United States.
It's so impressive, and it's happening right here in Lowell. Like that's the coolest part about it. How long have you been in business?
So this is our 22nd year.
Wow.
Yeah, and before that, the facility there on Phoenix Ave was the Boston Chowder Company, okay, which we manufacture the Boston chowders.
Yep.
But, you know, I worked there also for another 9 years. So
Oh my God.
been in Lowell for 31 years.
That is incredible. And it's such a well-kept secret. I mean, you can go right on Phoenix Ave. You can grab soups, chowders. I have to say, like every family graduation party or function has a big pot of Boston chowder.
Yeah, it's a great place to go if you're trying to feed a group for a football game. I mean, we get a lot of people actually from out of state that are either driving up to Maine or driving up to the ski areas that know about the place. They stop, they get their bulk chowder for whatever function they're doing, or some of the other things that we make in there. We have, you know, pans of lasagna. We have stuffies, you know, stuffed clams, crab cakes. We sell lobster meat, you know, so we have a lot of stuff in there. It's,
and there are also, you know, we make great chicken pot pies, and there's haddock pie and lobster mac and cheese pie. So lots of good stuff.
And for everyone. It's amazing. And you had a big, recently a big soup sale. I heard that the line was like
it was
crazy.
Yes. So what we're doing, you know, we're still trying to figure out if we're doing it every month, but we've been doing it the last couple of months, starting at the end of last year. and it's a 50% sale on the soups.
That's incredible.
So it's a tremendous bargain.
Yeah.
And honestly, the best part of that is that our customer base skews to a lot of the senior citizens and whatever. And, there might be some budgetary constraints when it comes to buying food. They come in and they buy a ton.
Oh my gosh, that's so
So
great.
it's fun to be able to be a participant in, making them healthy.
Yeah.
And you have the Jolly Lobster. Let's talk about the Jolly Lobster.
So the Jolly Lobster is it's not a truck, it's actually a trailer that basically, when we started the business, which is my sister is my partner, we were at a point when, the sales weren't really that great and we were struggling just to keep the thing going. And one of our customers owed us some money. They were retiring. And so basically, in lieu of payment for their debts, we made an arrangement to get this truck. And my sister and I would go and do fairs, up in Vermont and New Hampshire. We did end up one time doing the regatta at the Charles River, which was an amazing, amazing weekend.
Yeah.
So it was parked in the back for 10 years, just sitting there.
Wow.
And so we decided, let's bring it out and let's do something. One of the things that we're always trying to prove to people is that we're really good at food.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where we do a lot of items for restaurant chains and other types of companies that, for example, assemble the meals that you see in the markets now, that type of stuff. We provide ingredients, sauces primarily for that style of cooking. And so, I just thought it would be fun to just put it out there and kind of showcase what we do with food. We are fussy, we try and put out the best that we can. I would challenge myself to think that we have probably one of the top burgers in the city of Lowell, because we buy.
Ooh, that sounds like a good competition.
Yeah, it's so, we do a smash burger and we buy a blend of meat that has, short ribs and other type. And so the hamburger meat itself is just off the charts excellent, so it makes a great burger. So we study food. So, we try and put out the best that we can. And, we spent, 2 weeks trying to figure out what hot dog we were going to serve. We buy lobster meat that's tail, claw, and knuckle. Most of the lobster roll places that are out there will just do the claw and the knuckle meat. We put the tail meat in it also. So it's, and I think we have a good price.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's very competitive, and I'll just say it's great food. One thing that you hadn't mentioned yet, Joe, is the pulled pork. And, you can get that with some mac and cheese. You can get a pulled pork sandwich. And I think that I had it the other day, and I can honestly say I think we've perfected the pulled pork recipe. It's really good.
What's your favorite thing to eat? So it's the pulled pork?
That's definitely one of my favorites. It's hard to pick the hot dogs and a hot buttered lobster roll is a classic one for me.
That's that one
That's your favorite.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's simple, but it's so good.
We of course we just didn't just put butter on it. We have a blend that we make with butter and ghee is the clarified butter, and it just really makes a great lobster roll, And the other thing too, I mean, I think, Michael, the marketing guy, he's also my brother, 15 years younger.
I was gonna
14
mention the whole that it's a family affair.
It is a family.
Which is really cool.
So, so the one thing that we do also is, and that makes it even a better bargain, is that if you shop at the store, you get what kind of a discount at the Jolly Lobster?
I believe it's a 10% discount. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we'll offer that. So
Well, I'm sure when you go to the store and you're looking at everything, you're like, okay, now I'm starving at this point because everything looks so good.
Yeah.
You can go grab what you need and then go to the Jolly Lobster and have something, and you can be sitting in your car.
So yeah, and
before you even get home.
it's something that's been great to have. Having the Jolly Lobster food trailer right there in the parking lot because the Chowder Factory store has been there for years and years, and people have always asked, do you serve hot soup? Can looking for something for lunchtime that they don't have to take home and cook. And, now you can do that. You can get a bowl of chowder, a bowl of bisque, or a lobster roll or a hot dog. So yeah, the Jolly Lobster is open. It's open Mondays through Saturdays now, from 11 to 8:30. So for lunch and dinner and in
Yeah.
between,
That's
we're right
great.
there in Lowell.
And we're talking off air just about kind of all the sports that are happening within the city, and that's so great if you are going to a baseball game or lacrosse or hot softball. You can stop and grab something for the family.
Absolutely. And now that the weather is starting to get better,
We hope.
Yes.
Isn't it supposed to be spring today? And it was snowing on the way in.
no.
I don't even want to talk about it.
but we did build a patio outside with some tables and chairs. So it's a nice place to sit and enjoy your food.
I think we're
The
going to have to do a
weather's
chamber mixer there. We'll just all meet there, grab something,
there you go.
sit outside. And you are participating in Munch Madness.
Yes.
So I do want to give that a plug. So that's happening throughout the rest of the month. It was throughout all of March. It's in conjunction with the Chamber in the city of Lowell. We have, I think, over 20 restaurants participating. And as a patron, if you patronize one of these businesses, go to lowellmunchmadness.com and you just upload your receipt of $25 or more and you get entered to win some prizes. So
Very cool.
very fun. And our second year doing that. And we'll definitely be doing it again next year.
Yeah, I'd say Lowell has a great restaurant scene and lots of different types of foods, and it's cool to be a part of it.
And you're like such a huge part of it, and you can actually go to the Chowder Factory, the Jolly Lobster, and you're getting like seacoast quality food, and you don't have.
That's it.
That's right.
Doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't get any better than that. In fact, it's funny. I'm a member of this organization called the Research Chefs Association, and we had a conference last year in Portland, Maine. And they were all about, okay, we're going to showcase the lobster rolls. We went out on the harbor, doing a harbor tour of the Portland Harbor, and I got to tell you, the lobster rolls were subpar.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god!
But everybody at the conference was writing about, the lobster roll.
Next year you'll have to just pull the trailer up, open it up, serve your stuff. That's so funny though. So is there anything, you talked a little bit about the manufacturing. Is there anything else you want to
there's a lot to say about the
I mean, it's so
manufacturing.
impressive.
There's a lot to say about the manufacturing. Basically, we employ between 150 and 160 people.
That's incredible.
Yes, yeah. And so we operate a 2-shift operation. We make, on average, about 80,000 pounds of soup a day.
80,000 pounds of soup a day.
Correct.
That is a staggering number.
Yeah.
That is extremely impressive.
So we do that. Like I said, we have a customer base that goes all the way across the country. And we're fortunate to be able to participate in serving. That's one of the things for me that jazzes me up. I had a career in the restaurant industry in my youth. I owned a business for a while, a restaurant, stuff like that in my 20s. And, when you own a restaurant, you basically, unless you're a destination restaurant that everybody's coming from 100 miles because it's that special, your customer base is really between a 5-mile radius of where you are. And to me, the most amazing thing is making food. And I'm in California, I'm at a supermarket, and I go, okay, well, there's something that I've made.
Yeah.
That is
So that's
cool.
just, you really, it has impact. We also have a line of soups called Urban Fresh, okay, which we have a social mission attached to it, where we take 2% of the proceeds and we give it back to support food justice and urban farming.
Excellent.
And, one of the biggest recipients of funds for us is Mill City Grows,
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Yeah. So we've done that, and just, was it last year that our contributions, not to them, but in total, was it $175,000?
I think that's
Yeah.
that's the was the number.
Wow.
So,
Yeah,
That's
so,
incredible.
Yeah, so it's real money,
Yeah.
and we're passionate about trying to make that contribution even bigger. I mean, it gives you purpose to go to work. It's not just,
Yeah.
okay, I sold 1,000,000 things, but I'm also giving back to help.
Amazing.
We have one of the other places where we fund is in New York City for an urban garden called Harlem Grown. And so it's pretty cool.
How did you find them?
So we actually, Francie Slater.
Oh,
who
yeah,
was?
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
yep.
So we hired her as a
Oh,
consultant
great.
to help us, build our social mission.
Yeah.
And so, she kind of went out there and,
Wow. Yeah, she's the right
did some-
person for
did
sure
some
for that.
searching for
Yeah.
us. And so we had, her go through her criteria to make sure that we were selecting the right partner.
Excellent.
Cool.
So how did your business shift during COVID? I'm so curious about that because you're not a restaurant, so it's not like you're worrying about.
So it was a real disruption.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. We pivoted.
The famous 2020 word.
Well, I mean, it's
You had to.
You feel. I mean, again, I personally feel I have an obligation to the people that work for me, and that I was in their shoes a long time ago, and had the same problems financially and everything else like that. And so when you lose your job, that's a big deal. And so we wanted to make sure we minimize the impact of that. And we were packing dry pasta into bags, and we have a machine that forms bags, and so we were doing it for food banks and stuff like that. We were doing whatever we could just to keep the thing going. So, we made it through COVID. Certainly, it's been an uneven, I would say, 2-year period for us, just trying to get back to
like what your new normal is going to be, right?
and also the shopping patterns of people in the supermarkets has changed. So what was bread and butter for us these days is there's been a shift in consumer spending. The work that we do for where we've seen opportunity now is doing stuff for the restaurant industry, small chains, that type of stuff, where labor has just become difficult. People don't want to do the restaurant work anymore, so they need food ready to serve. They have buzzwords now called the knifeless kitchen, meaning that you have a kitchen where there's not a knife in it because everything is prepared.
Sounds like my kind of kitchen, actually.
So we've benefited from that, and we've seen a real uptick in that style of business for us.
Great that
The other thing that we have done is, because we have an extensive selection of sauces that we make. We fit well into the companies that are doing meal assembly. So they can pick whatever kind of sauce that we make Korean barbecue sauce, we make Canadian cheese soup, we make poutine, we make
wow.
Asian sauces.
Every Italian
sauces.
sauce, which is like so we have a big portfolio of that, and so it fits well with the companies that are trying to do ethnic meals, that kind of, call it a world kitchen thing. We've pretty much touched upon it. We were fortunate at one point to work for what do I say?
I mean, I think you can.
So we at one point we were making a lot of stuff for the Whole Foods.
Wow.
With ethnic food sets. So they would come in and they say, okay, for the next 12 weeks, we want to run Malaysian sauce. For the next 12 weeks, we want to run. So that really taught us and trained us to make this type of stuff. I'm not going to say that we're perfect at it, but we have a pretty good idea. And what we've done in the past just to make sure that we're doing things right, we will consult with someone that has that experience.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
So
There's such a cool story. These are like, it's so fascinating to have these businesses right here in Lowell
Yeah, exactly.
that people don't even know the story behind it and all that goes into it and all that you do.
Well, I'm a big fan of Lowell, just because of the history of the mills and everything else like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a place where things happen. I got to tell you that one of the funniest things is that you know, we do so much stuff by hand. It's like it's so not what Lowell was.
Yeah. Yeah.
They mechanized the whole process. We haven't done that yet. We've done it to some extent, but not. We still have people. I mean,
You're not a knifeless kitchen.
We're not a knifeless kitchen. In fact, last night we're making a sriracha sauce for a restaurant chain, has 80 stores, and so they insist that we use fresh peppers to do it. So we have to take the stems off, okay?
Oh my gosh.
And so there was an issue in getting the peppers. So all of a sudden, we were backed up on the orders for production. This week they have to stem 6,000 pounds of peppers. I was walking through the plant with our plant manager yesterday, and in every little corner there was someone. There were like 30 people just stemming peppers, and it's that is tedious work.
Oh yeah.
So
Gosh.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So interesting. Can you one more time let the viewers know where you're located, what kind of foods they can get if they come and see you?
So we're located on 101 Phoenix Ave, and if you don't know that, if you're familiar with Hannaford's, just come out the back entrance and take a left. And so we have the Chowder Factory, which I think we've been running that for...
It's been more than a year, so...
What, the Chowder Factory?
Oh,
not the Jolly Lobster.
Oops. Yes, Chowder Factory.
15 years, maybe?
Oh, at least, yeah.
Yeah, so we've been running it for 15 years, and it is a hidden place. Hopefully after today, it will be... So it's a market where we feature a lot of the foods that we make. You can find a full set of sauces. You can find clam chowder, chicken noodle soup, chilies, cream of broccoli, just every kind of soup that you would ever.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most popular soups is fish chowder that we make it just for the Chowder Factory store. So
I did not know that.
It's the customer, and it's
Well, here's the deal with the haddock chowder, which is the fish chowder's haddock chowder, is just getting the haddock has become a challenge. Okay, and so there's an opportunity to buy haddock that is caught here on the East Coast, shipped to China, defrosted, made into, boxed up and ready to use, and then shipped back to the United States. It's like, I didn't want to be a part of that. So the cost of, I used to be able to buy the haddock for $6.50 a pound, maybe, whatever, and I've paid as much as over $10 or $11 for it, but I won't compromise on buying that cheap fish from, because it's just not the same, and kind of one of the cool things we have, and we do something for the, it's called the Cape Cod Fishermen's Alliance. And basically, they, during COVID, were trying to support fishermen that did not have customers during COVID. And so what they were able to do, they got some philanthropic grants, and then they eventually got some grants from the state of Massachusetts. And I think now they have some from the federal government. And so what they do is they buy fish. And one of the things that they buy is haddock. And so so we take it, we convert that haddock into a haddock chowder that basically ends up in the Boston Food Bank and other distribution points to help people. And we have another product. We make 3 products for them now. We make a clam chowder because they had some processor on the Cape that, you know, they're trying to help out with getting him into the business. And so we make chowder with his clams. And then we also make a skate chowder in a French, like a Provençal sauce, tomato-based sauce. I gotta tell you, that's outrageous.
It is good.
But it's right now it's in the food banks. They're trying to move out from that. But it's just, you know, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
This is a random question. What do you do at family parties? Like, what do you serve? Do you bring your food, or
Joe is an excellent cook.
so do you serve, like, do you use the same recipes, or do you do something totally different?
I mean, I do a combination of that stuff. I go overboard. Christmas, I've scaled it back now, you know, but I want, you know, I'm trying to give my family a food experience, you know, so I'll do some crazy stuff.
The same food experience that you have in the community.
Yeah. So, you know, I've learned about the Wagyu A5 steak. You know, it's a little over the top, but
That's so fun. And one more time about the Jolly Lobster too, so that folks know about
So,
that.
so yeah, the Jolly Lobster and the Chowder Factory at the same location at 101 Phoenix Avenue here in Lowell. And so Jolly Lobster is a stationary food truck, open from 11 o'clock to 8:30 on Mondays through Saturdays. And you can get all kinds of great stuff. You can get incredible lobster rolls, both hot buttered and a lobster salad roll. You can get smash burgers. You can get hot dogs, pulled pork sandwiches. We have a lobster grilled cheese sandwich, which is really cool. We have soups. We've got chili. We've got mac and cheese, clam chowder. So lots of good stuff, and chips and a drink as well. We're also on DoorDash and Grubhub. So, you know, you can order it for delivery on one of the apps. And, you know, really great food. And if you follow the Jolly Lobster and the Chowder Factory on Facebook, you know, you'll know about any specials and sales and everything.
And we'll tag both of those when we post it on Facebook.
Awesome.
So folks can see that. This was so much fun. Please come on anytime you want.
okay.
Sure.
And thank you for all that you do for the community. It's what an incredible story. It really is. You must be so
have
proud.
you been to the chowder?
I have. Oh yeah. Yes, I have. It's been a little while, but yes, it's
So the other thing too there is the Jolly Lobster is run by a Jolly. My daughter runs a Jolly Lobster.
what that's like the perfect last name. Like everybody wants to be a Jolly. Like that's
Every-
everybody wants to be a Jolly. Join the Jollies.
It's funny, we just did a trade show and there was a gentleman from India. His name was Joe.
No
Yes.
way. So you had Joe Jolly and Jolly Joe.
It was his name, but reversed.
That is the best. I hope you took a picture, and
Yeah, there's a picture of his business card.
that is so perfect. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you guys
Thank
you.
very much. And thank you all for tuning into such a fun edition of Chamber Chat. We will be back again sometime soon. Thank you so much.